Hey guys, Sid from Sid's Trains here, and today I'm going to be reviewing and running the Lionel 1971 Allegheny train set. So let's get started. So to start off, I'd like to mention that this is going to be a very similar video to my Lionel laser train review from a couple months ago. And I'd also like to mention that this item is actually quite new to me. I got this about a couple weeks ago, right before summer ended, and I got it from my local train store as well, for a very good price, and that's why I now have it. But yeah, this is just going to be another review, and I'm just going to start off the same way as last time by showing you what's on the inside of the box, showing you some of the features, my opinion on it, and then running it in the end. So let's go take a look at all the stuff this set has to offer. So upon opening the box, you see many different items, including the locomotive, the tender, the multiple train cars, the transformer, the track, and the instruction manual. So let's take a look at each item and then put it all together in the end for a good running. So let's take a look at the engine first. So here's the engine. As you can see, it's a Lionel steam engine. It's just a basic 442 style steam locomotive. It's basically what any train set from about the early 70s to about now would come with. It's just a basic steam engine. It has a front headlight. It has smoke. It has good rod action here because this moves a lot. It's great for a starter steam locomotive. And if you can tell, you see this wire coming out the back, and that actually goes to the tender so that the tender can get power for the sounds. And this engine has the oh so famous Lionel Mighty Sound of Steam that actually came out in 1971 when this set came out. And it's activated by a mechanism up here in the engine that is synchronized with the puffing smoke, and then activates a speaker, kind of a fizzy, kind of static sound in the tender to create a chugging sound. And yeah, but this is a nice engine. It's in great shape, and it's a good puller actually, because this is all die-cast metal. This is not plastic. This is all die-cast metal. But yeah, this is just the basic Lionel steam engine that came with the set, and it's a very nice engine. So now let's move on to the tender. So here's the tender. As you can see, it has nice, crisp Chesapeake and Ohio lettering and the Chesapeake and Ohio label. It has nice trucks. This tender is made of plastic, but it does have a good weight due to the stamped metal chassis. It has a nice coal load on top, even though it is molded. Here's the wire for the Mighty Sound of Steam, and here's a good look at the other side. But now what I'm going to do is actually take the shell off of the tender so I can show you some restoration work that I did on it so that the Mighty Sound of Steam would work properly and not short out. So let's go take a look at that. So with the tender shell off now, you can see the basic circuit board on the inside of the tender and the speaker here. And what I did to restore the sound in this was actually just a basic thing. I put some blue tape to insulate this board from the metal of the chassis, and then put some double-sided tape and stuck this board to the double-sided tape, so there's a double insulation layer between this board and the chassis. And the reason why this restored it is because before there was just some foam here from the factory, but that foam over time had degraded and fallen apart. And if I were to have turned on this engine with the Mighty Sound of Steam connected, it probably would have shorted out and probably fried this board. And that would have not been good. So I did a simple restoration to the foam and the insulation of this board to the chassis, and now this tender works very good. So now let me put the shell back on, and now we'll go look at some of the freight cars in this set. Up first with the freight cars is this basic Lionel low-end boxcar. It is a Autolite spark plugs Motorcraft Ford boxcar. It's very nice. It's all made of plastic, obviously, because this is a starter set. But it's nice. It has crisp lettering. It actually has a decent weight for it all being plastic. One coupler on one end is non-operational, and then the other end is a simple Lionel thumbtack coupler. And sometimes they don't open because they are all made of plastic. But it's a nice car, and it's nice to always have a good box car in your freight set. But it's a nice car, and now we'll move on to the other freight cars in this set. Up next is this simple, again, Lionel hopper car. It says on the side TANGRY Co. I honestly don't know what that stands for, other than the Co probably standing for corporation or company. But other than that, it's just I don't know what this actually stands for or anything. But still, it's a nice car. It's a nice deep blue color. It again has one non-operational coupler, and the other one is operational, as I said before. Again, it's made of plastic, as this is a starter set, but it's a nice car in the set, and it adds a little character with you being able to maybe add some kind of load to the car if you wanted to. But it's a nice car, and it adds some character to the set. So now let's move on to the next car in this set. So up next is this Lionel Burlington Northern 9141 Gondola in this set. It's a nice car, again, one operational coupler, one non-operational coupler. And on the inside there's 3 canisters which say Lionel on top. And it's nice that these canisters are included, because usually you find these sets that had these small items missing because people would have just thrown these away or forgot to put them in the box when they were selling it. But it's nice that it has them, and it's nice to play with these when you unload the cars and then load them again. And it adds some nice character and some fun to this train set. So it's a nice car, and now let's move on to the next car. Up next is this 18SF flat car with logs. This is again a very nice car. It has these end I guess assemblies that keep the logs from moving, and these little posts. And it's quite amazing that there's almost all of the different posts that come with it. There's only 2 missing out of all of them, and that's pretty amazing for a set that was produced in 1971. But it's also amazing because of just the fact that these little items would just have fallen out of the box, or someone would have just thrown them away. But yeah, it also comes with the logs, 3 logs there. And as all the other cars do, it has one non-operational coupler and one operational. It's a nice car, and it's fun how you can unload the logs and reload the logs as you would on like a railroad. So it adds some fun to the set, and it's a good car. So now let's go to the final car, which is the Caboose. So here's the final freight car in the set. It is a SP-type C&O Caboose. This is nothing special. It's not lit. It's plastic. It only has one coupler, and this one is operational. But it's nice because it's always nice to have a Caboose in the set. But it's kind of funny that this is the only C&O related item in the set other than the engine and the tender, because the set is based around the C&O, which is Allegheny and all that. But it's just kind of funny that this is the only C&O car in the set. But it's a nice car, and it's a good thing that it's in a set, because it's always good to have a Caboose and a freight train. So now let's move on to the track, transformer, and the instruction manual. And then we'll finish it up by setting it all up and running it around for a little. So here's the transformer. It's just a basic Lionel 45 watt transformer. Lionel's had been making these for a long time. They just threw it in with this set. It's just basic power, nothing special, no direction button, no whistle button, because this engine does not have a whistle actually. It just has the chugging sounds. It's also nice that this transformer has a good cable. The end isn't bent at all. The cord is not cracking or anything, and the shell, this Bakelite shell, is not cracked or anything, because over time, if you were to like drop this, it would have cracked. So it's a nice transformer, and it's good that it's in good condition so you can run the set. So now let's go look at the track. So here's the track. The set just comes with a basic Lionel 027 loop of track. If I recall, this comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight sections, and one of these sections, which is this one right here, is the Lionel uncoupling track, so you can uncouple your cars, and that's what this button right here, that's what this button right here is for. And there's also the wires down in here, and then there's just the basic 027 loop of curves. And one quick cool note about this 027 track, while it may just seem like regular old 027 track, if you look closely, the ties have like a wooden style look to them, and that's pretty cool because it's like a simulated wood, so it looks like a real tie instead of just instead of just being brown. But it's pretty cool, and it just adds just a little loop of track, and it's enough for you to set it up around the Christmas tree. One more thing is the lock-on for the track. And that's the track, and now let me show you the manual here. It's just the basic instruction manuals for how to set it up, operate it, and maybe lube it up if you ever need to. And one more thing before we set this up and run it around is, let me move this camera back here. Sorry for any bad focus or anything. There we go. But if on the box, this set says that it comes with a bonus foam building set, and the foam buildings are the boxes for the trains. As you can see, this looks like a building, sort of, with chimney over here. Sorry for the bad focus, it's just my camera's not doing what it's supposed to do right now. But as you can see, this looks like a building, and some of these boxes for the engines are buildings. And that's a really nice touch because it adds a lot of play value and lets you kind of have your own little empire of a little layout. So that's pretty cool. And now I'm going to set it up and run it around for you guys. So just give me a second and I'll set it up. So here's the Lionel Allegheny set all put together. As you can see, this is a very cool looking set. The buildings add a lot of fun and play value to this set, as you can create your own little town. Whenever someone could have got this set, you could have painted the buildings, you could have done whatever, but I'm just going to leave them in the foam, like as white foam, because I want to leave this set about as original as possible. But anyway, this set looks really cool. I love these old sets because around this time, this is when Fun Dimensions was bringing a lot of value and a lot of play value as well back to the Lionel sets. The engine being die-cast makes the set so much more worth the value. And the uncoupler on the track, which the engine is sitting on top of right now, adds a lot of fun, as you could uncouple and shunt cars around this little circle. So that makes the set very cool. And in general, this whole set, the engine with the sound of steam, the buildings, and the cars, this set is a very fun set to play with. And I am now very glad that I have it. So now let me get the camera down closer to the train and run this engine around in this little layout for you for a little. And I'll also do show off the uncoupler as well. So now let's go and run the train. So as you can see, this Lionel Allegheny set is a great little set. The Mighty Sound of Steam adds a lot of play value to this set. The buildings and the cars do as well. There's lots of action going on with the smoke, the sound, the uncoupling, and whatever else you can think of to do with this set. Even though it was made in 1971, it is still a great train set. The engine is very strong. It could pull way more cars than it is right now. But anyway, this set is very good, has lots of play value, and I just love it. And if you ever get one, it's definitely worth it because it's just a fun little nostalgic set that is from 1971. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more videos. And as always, like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Comment below and tell others about the channel. I'm Sid, and I'll see you next time, guys.